Do I just start, yeah? So it's perfect. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna go off the dome. I've got a little story that I wanted to share with you, so we'll get started. As children, we all have dreams. Some want to be movie stars. My Nigerian mother hoped I'd be a doctor, but for me, I wanted to be a professional footballer. I wanted to play up front for Arsenal in the Premier League with Thierry Henry. But the odds were stacked against me. In the UK, the likelihood of playing professional football is 0.01%. And the likelihood of then going on and playing for Arsenal is a fraction of that percentage. Fortunately, I managed to sign a pro at Leicester City, but the dream was short-lived. Because after a year at the club, the coaches pulled me into a room and they let me know that my time there was up. My world, as I knew it, was over. And I managed to touch my dream, but not fully live it out. There was no more football, no more teammates, no more competition. The dream was done. And at 19 years old, lost and not knowing what to do with my life, I wondered if I'd ever feel fulfilled again. I asked myself the question, what is my calling? And this is a question that millions of people ask themselves every single day. What is my calling in life? So if you were to ask me back then, I would have said that my calling was football. But the reality of it is that that was my dream. And this is a mistake that many people make. They believe that their dream is their calling. See, there's a difference. With a dream, it's the personal ambition or pursuit of something that you hope to achieve. But a calling is a purpose or a mission that one is drawn to pursue. See, with a dream, it's focused on a personal achievement, but a calling is focused on pursuing something that is greater than oneself. A study published by the University of Virginia found that those with a clear sense of purpose in life have a higher likelihood of going on to have a greater well-being and overall life satisfaction. But there's an issue with this statistic because it means that you can achieve all of your dreams in life but still feel lost because you haven't found your calling. For the lucky few, their dream and their calling is the same thing. But for most of us, their calling, you have to go on the journey to find it. I believe that my calling is to empower people to be the greatest version of themselves. And I do this through entrepreneurship, I do it through mentorship, and I do it through using my calling to guide me in my daily life. And I haven't looked back since. A study published in the Journal of Psychiatric Research found that those with a higher sense of purpose were more likely, or actually were less likely, to go on to have substance abuse disorders, anxiety, and depression. Meaning that if more people in society were able to find their calling, then we'd have higher job satisfaction, greater innovation, and higher and greater general well-being with mental health. I believe that we should all go on a journey to find our calling, and today I'm going to walk you through the steps that I took to find mine. It starts with reflecting on your interests. Steve Jobs said, to do great work, you must love what you do. So I started to look back on my life and reflect on what naturally called out to me. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was that Del Boy in the school playground that used to sell sweets. I'm not going to lie. And I was always pitching my friends' business ideas and launching summer projects. But then there was also football. But at that time in my life, I wanted to distance myself from the game. So I ended up picking entrepreneurship, and I went to Lancaster University to study economics. And while I was at university, I was able to learn and educate myself around a topic that naturally called out to me. So start by learning and educating yourself around your interests, because then you can build tangible skills that will help you to grow in that area. Next, I reflected on my strengths and I identified my strengths. And you all have to remember, we all are born with natural talent, but sometimes we're just playing the wrong position in life. So the point being, if David Beckham was a goalkeeper, would we still say bend it like Beckham? While I was at Lancaster University, I was able to immerse myself in the world of entrepreneurship. I read books, I listened to podcasts, I launched an e-commerce website, and on top of launching an e-commerce website, I even reflected on that. But by doing this, I was able to identify my strengths and my weaknesses. One being that I never actually hired, fired, or launched my own decently sized operation. So once I graduated from university, I went to work at a startup where I could improve on my strengths and build on my weaknesses. But to build on your weaknesses is actually a very vulnerable action. You need to put your ego to the side, because you need to be open to criticism and you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. But by doing this, it will allow you to learn and grow on your journey to finding your calling. Next, I was seeking inspiration, and that's the next step. The journey of finding your calling is actually a challenging one, and it's easy to feel lost or unsure of where to turn next. That's why seeking inspiration is an important part of the process. Inspiration is everywhere. When you're going for a walk in the park, in the shower, or even a TED talk. I saw inspiration by immersing myself in the world of entrepreneurship. I read books, I listened to podcasts, and I reached out to mentors that had experience and expertise in areas that I wanted to grow. But seeking inspiration is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process that you need to do to learn and grow. And by seeking inspiration regularly, it will allow you to be open to new ideas and new perspectives that will then help you to grow and on your journey to finding your calling. Finally, take action. Wayne Gretzky famously said, "You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take." And this is a powerful reminder why taking action is crucial at this stage. Once you've reflected on your interests, you've identified your strengths, you sought inspiration, taking action is a crucial part of the process. 5 years ago, we launched Yoke and we took action. And since then, we've helped creators to earn millions. We've helped hundreds of advertisers and entrepreneurs to build their business, all by doing something that they love, creating content. We started by setting goals and used these goals to guide us on our journey. And these goals started small, but then they eventually grew over time. Another thing that we learned is that failure is part of the process, but not the end of the process. So you should use failure as a lesson to learn, to improve, and better yourself. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest athletes of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. But he used his failure to learn and improve, and he eventually became a cultural icon. So before I conclude my talk today, I want to leave you with one message. And that is that my message should not stop you from dreaming big. If anything, it should empower you to dream bigger. Because once you find your calling, you will literally be living your dream every single day of your life. Thank you.